Mindset shift number 3 is, I laugh at this one. I wrote this one, the how long will it take shift. The how long will it take shift. I could have called this a bunch of different things, and actually I did. But when I was preparing for this and I was writing it up, my wife and I were going on a trip with our kids. And if you've ever been on a trip with kids, you know you're going to get the question of, are we there yet? How much longer is this going to be? How much longer will this take, right? So I named this the how long will it take shift. How long will it take shift? And I heard a story by John Maxwell one time. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of John Maxwell, but he's a world-renowned leadership expert, written more on the subject of leadership than anybody else. And he was saying when he was younger, he had heard that if you would just spend 5 years on any one subject, then after 5 years, you would be an expert in that subject. You would be a subject matter expert. So he started that. He said, I'm gonna go into leadership is going to be my thing. So he spent 5 years, and as he got going, he would often ask, how long will this take? How much further? How long will this take? Finally, he shifted from how long will this take to how far can I go? My friends, this shift is the persistence shift. Persistence. Napoleon Hill, again, in Think and Grow Rich, he says the lack of persistence is a weakness. It's a weakness that is common to the majority of people. And most people, what they'll do is they'll quit at the first sign of opposition. But there's a few who carry on despite all opposition. And here's a real world example of this. So I do coaching and training. And one of the first things that we do if I'm working with someone in an ongoing way is obviously we want to set goals, right? We want to know where we're going. And here's what most people do in goal setting. And I'll give you just a financial example of this because it makes the example easy to understand. So let's say my goal this year is I want to have $1 million in revenue this year. And that's my goal. My goal is $1 million in revenue. And let's say we get to June and we're halfway through the year and I'm only at $250,000. We're halfway through the year, but I'm not even close to halfway to my goal. What most people will do is they'll say, well, it's obvious that I'm not going to reach my goal here. And the path that I'm on, the plan that I'm on, says I'll make 500,000. So I'm going to take my goal and I'm going to shrink it down to match the plan that I'm on. My suggestion to you is if this is truly your goal, if this is truly what you are after, you don't change the goal, you change the plan. It's obvious the plan isn't working, right? If you get to June and you're only at 250, it's obvious the plan isn't working. You take the plan and you chunk it out the window, right? Find you a new plan. If that plan isn't working, take that plan and chunk it out the window. You persist without exception into finding a plan that will take you to the goal. I want to sum this up right here. I want to sum this shift up by reading you just an excerpt from one of my favorite books, The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. And this is what he talks about on persistence, okay? He says, I will persist without exception. I will continue despite exhaustion. I acknowledge that most people quit. Most people quit when exhaustion sets in. But I, and you guys, you people on this call, are not most people. Average people accept exhaustion. They accept exhaustion as a matter of course, and I do not. Average people compare themselves with other people. That's why they are average. I compare myself to my potential, and I am not average. I see exhaustion as a precursor to victory. By persisting without exception, my outcome is assured. I will persist without exception. I focus on results. An athlete does not enjoy the pain of training, but he enjoys the results of the training. In Jeremiah, my creator declares that I have plans to prosper you, plans to give you a hope and a future. From this day forward, I will stake a claim on my future. I will continue despite all exhaustion. Here's the shift, my friends, and it's one word, until. The shift is until.